My name is Micklina Kenyi, and I'm from South Sudan, from Equatorial region. I do remember the day I left my country. It wasn't a pleasant move. It was filled with so much emotions, but then also it was mixed kind of feelings. One, you feel good that, oh, I'm moving out because I wanted to be safe. And then secondly, I'm moving out and I'm leaving the whole community, family, friends, where like your own place. So it was all mixed feelings, but of course, you need to make a decision right there. And the decision was for me to move, to go out. So that's how I moved, but of course I did not move right away from Sudan directly to US. I moved to the neighboring country, and which was Kenya. And there, of course, then I lived as a refugee, and I was to be staying in a camp where they keep all refugees. Then after that, I moved to live with a nun, and that nun was working with IOM. It's an American Immigration Office abroad. It stands for International Organization for Migration. And Sister Louise works with them and with the UNHCR office in Nairobi. So through that connection, it was the time of the Bush that I think the Congress approved for refugees from South Sudan to come to US. And then, of course, you have to apply. Mm-hmm. And I've placed my application through Sister Louise to the UN, and then to from UN to the IOM office. And of course, before you moved here, you have to go through a series of other things that are required before you could come. One of them was like just a general screening. You fill the paperwork. Again, you go and sit down with a caseworker to go through what information you have put there. You write your own life story. Then you present it. And I'm talking about the 6 different interviews that you have to do before you are given an okay to come. So I went through that. When I got my okay, and one of the requirements was like to do the medical checkup, so that when you come to US, you don't have any kind of communicable diseases or these other epidemics that you can come and infect people in America. So I have to go through that. And it wasn't only me, it was a group of us. Of course, so many failed their interviews because those people interviewing us, they have a certain definition that you need to fit your story to, which we don't know. But you just have to explain what happened to qualify you to be able to come. And so many horrible things that happened to some of the people, they were still rejected because they did not fit that definition. Not to say that I did not go through these horrible things. Mm-hmm. All of us went through those things, but in our own different ways. Because we did not all come from one place in the country. We came from different towns, villages, and places. So after the interviews, then we are sent to do general medical checkup. And after that, then you wait to hear the results. whether you passed your medical checkup or you failed. So of course, mine was also okay, like others whom we came together. And after that medical checkup, then you are sent to do cultural orientation. And that cultural orientation, it's like 1 week long. You go every day, the whole day. While we were doing the cultural orientation, the last day of that cultural orientation, September 11th happened. The whole thing was shut down. We were sent home until further noticed. So we stayed. We stayed home. You will have to keep going, check your status every week. Every Thursday, we'll go to IOM to check their board to see if your name or your number came up for flights. So we kept doing that from 2001 to 2003. And that's when I went and saw that, oh, my name is out, and I'm to go to US and to Colorado. So then I was given 1 week to get ready. Of course, I was lucky. I don't have kids. I don't have anything, but I just have to be ready emotional to transition now from Africa to US. And you can imagine all the fears, all the happiness, all the mixed feelings, all the questions you have. So it was huge. And knowing that, oh, now I'm going somewhere. But the unknown was also there, the fear of the unknown. I've never been to America before. I don't know how the culture is. I don't know how the people are. I don't know whether I will be welcomed or not. I don't know where I'm going to live. I don't know who am I going to live with. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what my future is going to look like. But I have a goal that I need to go and continue with my studies. I know I'm capable. I'm very intelligent. Not to brag, but
you are.
I'm very intelligent. I'm a smart, beautiful girl. I can do what I want to do based on what I've learned about America. It's a melting pot. It's a land of opportunities. It depends on what you're going to do. So then I was set to come. And of course, when I heard Colorado, I went back to check the atlas with the nun. I'm like, oh, this is where the Rocky Mountains are. I learned about Rocky Mountains in my geography class. So then I was to fly here, and I flew to America, to Denver.
Beautiful. Now, please tell me your unique story.
Okay, my name is Zoya Al Hassan, and I'm originally from Sudan, and I moved here around 13 years ago. And my feeling when I moved here, we applied actually for a visa called diverse visa, which this visa is for certain countries all over the world. And the reason that we decided to apply for this visa, because due to the conflict in south and west of Sudan, that has huge impact on the entire country, with in different ways, like in education, in health, in safety, and many different things. We decided to apply for any to go to another country, and then we found out there is a visa called diversity visa that will take you to United States. So we applied for that visa, and it is a process. It's not something easy. It is a process, because you need to apply, you need to submit all the documents needed by the embassy, American embassy, your credentials, your medical records. They need all this just to make sure they bring the right person to United States. And you go through couple interviews, and it's kind of like you might get it or not. Fortunately, we succeed to pass all the interviews, and we received the news that we were given the visa. And here what was happening now, it is the fact that you are going to leave your country, you are going to leave your origin. Here where the emotions show up in your life, it is not an easy thing, even if you did it by your choice. But when you come to the truth, it is mix of emotion, like it's mix of emotion in kind of like excitement, happiness, suspicious, fears. It's many emotions came to your mind. You feel like you uprooted yourself from your origin and from your community. Especially for us in Sudan, we live in a very communal life, supportive life. So when you come here, you come just with your family, like maybe your husband and your kids. So you are totally be away from your extended family, which we raised by the extended, not only by your family, but your extended family. Yeah, not only your parents. So it was kind of like really difficult at that time, but it's a decision. But we know that we are skilled, we are educated people, so we were sure that we are gonna be contributors here in this in United States. So we decided, okay, let us take the opportunity and go and explore. And it's not moving from city to city. It is not moving from country to country. It is moving from your country to a new continent. It's kind of like you know nothing about it, yeah. So we in Sudan, when we study in school, we study geography is about all the countries, which is helpful to us, yeah. And as my friend Micklina mentioned that the Rocky Mountain, yeah, we study that Rocky Mountains, and I remember, and it's still until now, when my friends back in Sudan ask me, where are you exactly, in which state, I always say, do you remember Rocky Mountains in the when we studied it, just exactly lives under the Rocky Mountain, yeah. So this is, and then we decided to move, and then we moved direct to Colorado, Boulder, Colorado, which is, this is another story here. It started about new culture. Maybe we will talk about that in later, but it's a new culture, new climate, new weather, everything is completely different.
So you both come from the same country, but it's a different regions. And tell me about this particularity that there's a difference in that inside your same country, and it makes it unique also. Tell me about that story.
Okay, I can talk and then give Micklina also to add. Okay, yeah, we actually, when we moved here, Micklina and I both, at that time, Sudan was one country, and then after the peace agreement, Sudan is split into two countries, North and South Sudan. As us, we were there when Sudan is united. We still, luckily, we have these feelings. Micklina and I were friends. We worked together. Our life is still like the typical Sudanese people before the separation, yeah. But because, as you said, like we are from the same country but different regions, and Sudan was a big country in Africa, yeah, before the separation, and we have more than 100 or 300 tribes in Sudan. So each tribe had their own traditions and culture. So because of that, you can if you go, you can notice there is different culture. You can notice different culture, even the features of people different. But at the end, we are all Sudanese. Yeah. So this is and actually maybe more than 500 tribe, and we talk, and each tribe has their own language. Yeah. So you can imagine how the huge differences among among the tribes, but at the same time there is a very strong connection bringing people together. Yeah.
I noticed that, for example, Zoya, you cover your head, and Micklina, you don't. Can you speak to that?
Okay. I am Muslim because Sudan also we have different religions in Sudan, Muslims, Christianity, and people who don't believe in they don't have they have their own practice, religious belief practice. We have different kind of religions in Sudan, and so you are free to wear whatever you feel comfortable or whatever reflect your religion or whatever reflect your culture.
Yeah, just like what Zoya said, Sudan, before it was split to two countries, it used to be the largest country in Africa, the largest country in that continent of Africa. And it used to border 9 countries, starting from bordering Egypt in the north, to Uganda in the south, to Ethiopia in the east, to Libya or Chad in the west. And you find, like, with all the tribes in South Sudan, they have different cultures. And those cultures, to some extent, you can find them also in these neighboring countries. We share tribes. Like, for example, in northern Sudan, we used to have the Nubians, which you find them also in Egypt. In South Sudan, like that side of west, we have the Zaghawa people. You find them in Libya
And Chad.
and Chad. In the east, the same. In the south, the same. We have the tribes that bordering the southern countries, like the Kakwa tribe in South Sudan. You find them in Zaire, and you find them in Uganda. The Acholi, the Madi, the Lango in South Sudan. You find them in Uganda. We have the Tobosa in South Sudan. You find them also in Kenya, and they are called Turkanas. We have the Kachipu. You find them also in Ethiopia. We have, like, in Uganda, they are called Karimojong. So the country is really diverse and very unique and so beautiful. The nature of climate in those areas, they also resemble the neighboring countries. For me, in the south, it's very green, very, like, beautiful. It has mountains, and I think that's the secret behind the lady who did the interview to me when she asked me, tell me about your village, tell me about your country. So when I was talking to her, she said, oh, we have those places in America, except that we have snow in other places. So I'll make sure I put you in the right place, a place that you will feel it is home. So that's why she brought me to come to Colorado, because of the mountains. The only difference is the cold. We have snow here.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have snow there.
So different.
So-
So to speak about the cultural differences, so yeah, do you want to say something about, you coming to Boulder and, that journey? And if you can both tell me about how you contribute to America, how you feel American in a way, and how you still hold this beautiful culture that you hold and that you will ever do. Like me, I will always be Ecuadorian no matter what. I'm never gonna, yes, I am here, I'm American now, but I'm still, my heart and my soul connects to my land.
Okay, so just little about when Micklina talked about the weather, because We came from very hot country, especially in the north. I'm from dry area in the north, very hot. And then we moved here, and I can see how cold it is. And the snow was the first time like to see snow, yeah. And still I'm adapting. I've been here for above 10 years. Still I'm adapting the weather, which I'm still struggling with this cold, yeah. But I love it. I love the mountains. I love the to see the snow, yeah. Everything, that nature is very beautiful here, yeah, and unique. And if we go back about the cultural differences, yeah, this is your question. Yeah, there is there is many cultural differences between Sudan and here in United States as a whole, and here in Boulder. However, when we decided to come here, we set goals for our life. My husband and I, we have kids, so we set our goals that we want to, when we move here, we want to be part of this country, and we want to be part of American society and our community where we move to, which is Colorado and Boulder. So, and when we set our goals, like we need really to be part of this community, we want to engage, we want also to share our culture, because everybody is proud by their culture, and we are really proud of our culture. We have a unique culture. Many things that I was really sure even before I moved, I will contribute this. I will share with people my culture, and it was very helpful to me when we moved. We moved to the complexes where it's kind of like diverse complex at the beginning, and that was very helpful for me to find opportunities to introduce my culture to the people. But still there is some cultural differences. For example, like when we came here and I found out like, oh yeah, like after the children, when they reach 18 years old, they have to move out of their house to be independent and be by themselves. And we don't have that in Sudan. In Sudan, you live with your parents as long as you want. You live with your parents until you get married, male or female. You stay with your parents, and even unless you've been like relocated by job or anything, this is other story. Yeah. So I found out, oh, there is a huge difference here. So I have either to adjust or to talk to my kids about the cultural differences, and this is all through my life here. I always uh, I want to show my kids our culture, and uh, teach them about our culture, but at the same time I learn them in a moderate way that you can take your culture, the good things about your culture, still keep it, and but still be engaged in other culture, yeah, and be open to learn about other cultures, because every culture, I believe, every culture has unique things that you can benefit from it, and this is what helps me here. I am very like really now like I know I have a friend from different. I have friends from different backgrounds. I have friends like say American or from other continents, from other beliefs and other faiths, and because I was open, I moved here. When I moved here, I am also kind of like reach out, willing, curious to know and to learn, and that very helpful to me. Other differences also that really stayed in my mind, because in Sudan, your parents or your grandparents or anyone who get old, the elders in your entire community, in your neighborhood, has to be, you take care of them. We don't do that. We don't put our elders in nursing houses. And that one of the things that to me, when I moved, I feel like it's really strange, because you're responsible for that. So back home, you are responsible for your parents, your grandparents, your aunt, your neighbor, if they are old. And I understand here that when I live here, so I notice that life here is how it's very fast, and people needs to always be productive and work and do anything, do everything. So maybe they need to do that because of the entire system, not because not people want to take care of their elders. But this is one of the things that is for me is a little bit, yeah.
It
And
is